Yes, we're doing this. I'm gonna help you create an incredible resume. And we'll have three parts: cloud and data center, programming, and cybersecurity. Some of you may be curious why? Because I received some messages and requested me to create a video on how to create a good resume for IT professionals. Most of these questions came from fresh graduates and new to the information technology industry. And there is no single or short answer. It always depends on the job role that you are applying for. For those who are new to this channel, welcome. I am your host, name is Dean Armada, and I'm the Cloud and Data Center. Rockstar! And on this channel, we talk about tech careers and certifications, trivia and tutorials in cybersecurity, trivia and tutorials in cloud and data center, and my journey as an IT instructor. So feel free to check out the rest of the channel and consider subscribing. Alright, so this is our cloud and data center killer resume. We're gonna talk about the do's and the don'ts. First, don't ever put your graduation photo. Why? Because the impression would be you just graduated and you're still inexperienced. It's better to use your Tinder or Bumble profile picture, And take note, many companies in many countries doesn't even care if you graduate in college or if you have a master's degree. Some will give you points, but there are many things that is more important than a degree. Another thing that will stand out is if you add a little artwork, a little design in your resume. It should be related to technologies though. Too simple is boring. So this is cloud, network, or system engineer related. And of course, you would add data center. Some servers, network devices in racks. And you will use it in a background. Or you can also put this design in the header. So here is some of the most important questions. What should be the first thing that the recruiters or hiring manager should see? Which means this is the topmost of your resume. Of course, your photo. And you don't need to put your complete address. City, states, and country is sufficient enough. Email address and mobile number as well. How about social media? I would say no, or it's not necessary. Here is very important. A summary about you. Keep it short, like 2 or 4 sentences is enough. A lot of people put the work experience first. No, you should add certifications and skills first. The best strategy is your first page dedicated for all your certifications. Let's say you have 6 or 10 or 20 certs all in a single page. That would be a huge advantage. You have no idea the power of certifications. Think about it. Which one do you think would attract IT recruiters and hiring managers? So the first one is bachelor's degree versus 6 to 10 valuable certifications. Or bachelor's degree plus master's degree versus 15 to 20 valuable IT certifications. Of course, the second one, no doubt. Certifications are specializations, and it will serve as the first impression when it regards to technical skills. If I'm the hiring manager, I would have an idea. Oh, you have 3 Cisco certifications, and based on your certs, you are specializing in ACI or DevNet, for example. Or you have 2 VMware certifications. Virtualization, of course. You have 2 AWS certs with DevOps. I would have an idea you are familiar with not just cloud computing, but also DevOps processes. And of course, certs are not enough. You also need to add other skills. Now, don't ever do this. It will hurt your resume. It will hurt your reputation. Don't add too many tech skills. If you are a freshie up to 2 years experience and you added, let's say, 5 different programming languages, 5 containers/apps, 3 cloud service providers, Cisco, Juniper, Arista, Docker, Kubernetes, VMware, etc. If I'm the hiring manager, I won't believe you. Either you're lying or you're super genius. Only add those skills related to the job role. Don't overdo it, please. I will say this again, add only those skills related to the job role. I see people, they add like cooking skills. Or if you're an engineer, you add circuit design. If you are doing art, photography, or video editing. I'm really sorry, but these have no value at all. The hiring manager or the IT recruiter, they will just ignore all of these skills. Worse, it will hurt your resume. For example, the role is data center network engineer. You don't need to add 5 programming languages. Python and bash scripting is good enough. Cloud computing solutions, just don't lie. AWS or and GCP. And under networking, if they're requiring wireless and collaboration voice and video, add it. Otherwise, you don't need to because it's irrelevant to data center environment. If it's cloud and data center related role, you should always add the following: virtualization like VMware, Linux, APIs, Docker, Kubernetes, software-defined networking, Python network automation, etc. I'm not familiar with these technologies. Come on, just believe me. Just add it and start reading, start learning now. After certifications, add work experience. Make it shorter, please. 2 to 5 sentences is enough. And if you are a freshie up to 5 years of experience, also add the technologies you use per work experience. AWS, Cisco, Nexus, VMware, vCenter, FIBIG-IP, Python, etc. Because if I am the hiring manager, I would have an idea if you applied certain skills in a real world environment. One more, side project is very important, especially for fresh graduates. The reason why I was hired in my first job, because I told them, and of course I put it in my resume, I told them that I was accepting projects back in school. So I did some programming projects or other technical projects for my fellow students. So I helped them pass some of their subjects and help them graduate as well. I continued doing that even after college. So the impression was, oh, you already have a working experience. You were not employed, but you are already working. Other skills. Alright, so even if you're applying for a technical position or role, you also need to add soft skills as well. This is like a bonus, a better opportunity for you. And please don't lie. Alright, so the top skills a hiring manager would be interested are presentation and communication skills, non-technical problem-solving skills, time management skills, and leadership skills. Because think about it, a manager or your future boss will always be open for assistance. And let's say I am your boss. I may give you some of the presentation tasks because I'm tired of presenting. Or I may fire one of the team leads soon. And if you do well, I would give you the opportunity to lead one part of the team because no one else is qualified. Alright, so the point is, don't limit yourself with only technical skills. Additional tech skills and additional tech references. How about security? Like what I mentioned, if it's not listed from the job description and not relevant, don't add it. How about cybersecurity? Well, cybersecurity is always relevant, but it's too broad. For cloud and data center, layer 2 to layer 4 security on routers and switches would be okay. What else? VPN technologies, firewalls, web application firewalls, container security, and most cloud-related security and DevSecOps are relevant. So you can add those even not specified in the job description. Now, I'm not sure how powerful is this nowadays, but before, it's a must to add the training classes you attended. Better if it's from a reputable training company, and better if it's delivered by a well-known IT instructor. Just kidding. I would say it's still okay, but it's not as impacting like it was used to be. But at least the hiring manager would know, hey, you attended a formal training for Docker and Kubernetes. Hey, a formal training you attended for Cisco DevNet. Hey, a formal training for VMware. So even if you're not yet certified, at least I know you know something. Since online trainings are everywhere and it's so cheap, I think it lessens the value. Not so impressive anymore. But you know what's better? Take the certification associated to that training you attended. Awards and special skills. Alright, so academic awards in college is okay. But in high school, not so much. Alright, so these awards or academic awards is good, especially if you are fresh grad or new to the IT industry. But as you grow older, it gets less and less value. Alright, next, don't ever add any awards or skills that is so irrelevant with information technology, like sports skills. It's so irrelevant, we don't care if you are a basketball varsity or a professional football player or a wrestler doing F5. We don't care if you play music instruments or you're good at singing or dancing. Here are some of the special skills that you may impress those IT recruiters and hiring managers. First, chess skills. If you had awards or won some tournaments, definitely it's a plus points. Okay, next, poker or gambling skills. If you're a professional and you won some tournaments, yeah, definitely. This is same with other games or video games like Tetris, RPGs, fighting games. If you won awards and tournaments, it would add some points because all of these games requires focus, strategy, and brains with less physical activity. And that's how you create a killer resume. One more thing that I would like you to add. This is very important and this will separate you from many other applicants. This. And what is this? It's some kind of a personal project. And as an inspiring cloud and data center engineer, whether you're specializing in networks, servers, or cloud computing solutions, it's good to create your own home lab. Basically, you will build your own private cloud, add data center switches, servers, Docker, Kubernetes, etc. And with many different applications like web, database, caching, and messaging servers, and so forth. If you're applying for more network-related role, add more advanced data center network technologies like VPC, VXLAN, Python network automation, and many others. And if you are applying for virtualization-related role, add more VMware stuff like DRS, vMotion, HA, and so forth. You can also enable hybrid cloud, but that will cost you something. It's better to have this, your own home lab, and you document most of it. It's a proof that you are working on something. A proof that you have knowledge with all of these technologies. And if I'm the hiring manager and you showed me this, with proper documentation and everything, I will forget all other applicants and I will hire you instead.